Hello, my name is Douglas Bloch. I'm an author and depression counselor. Welcome to your Depression Recovery channel, where each week we talk about practical tools and coping strategies for healing from depression and anxiety. The title of today's video is, I would rather be depressed and walking around than lying in bed. As many of you may know, I had a really bad depressive episode in 2015 and 2016. Those of you watching my videos could tell that I looked haggard and weary and that my voice was very weak. This was a side effect of the medication I was taking. Realizing that people would tell I was having a hard time, I decided to make a video called When the Depression Counselor Gets Depressed. And that's what I did, and I showed people or explained to people exactly the hard time I was going through. Looking back at this time, I was amazed that considering the pain I was in, I was able to keep on going. For example, early in my episode, I developed insomnia. On one particular night, I couldn't sleep at all. I just lay in bed. It was midnight, then 2 a.m., then 4 a.m., then 6 a.m., then 8 a.m. I just couldn't get to sleep. And then I realized that at 10 a.m., 10 in the morning, I had a video shoot to do. So somehow I got out of bed, drank a very strong cup of coffee, and got down to the shoot. And I somehow did it. This was not the only time that I forced myself to do a video shoot. There were a couple of other times, and somehow I kept on churning them out during my episode. In addition, I kept on riding my bike as before, but on a much more limited basis. Now you may ask, why did I pursue this course of action? Wouldn't it have been easier if I just followed the path of least resistance and lay in bed and not gone to the video shoot that morning and just stayed in bed a long period of time? I thought about doing that until I heard an interview with William Styron, the famous novelist, who also became depressed and wrote a book about it called Darkness Visible. In the interview, he said, quote, "There is no relief in bed," unquote. "I just lie around perseverating and driving myself crazy." When he said that, a phrase suddenly came to me. I would rather be depressed and walking around than lying in bed. I would rather be struggling to stay focused on a video than to do nothing at all. Now, why did I say this? Why did I come to this conclusion? Well, in my video called How to Stop Ruminating, I said that the key to breaking the cycle of rumination is to focus yourself on the outside world and distract yourself from your obsessions. Now, when I use the word distraction, I don't use it in a pejorative sense like the book Driven to Distraction about kids with ADD, or someone might say, I was talking on my cell phone while driving and I got a ticket for distracted driving. What I mean by distraction is doing something like going to the movies, having dinner with a friend, taking a walk, playing some tennis, focusing yourself on something outside so that you are quote unquote distracted from your misery. For example, I was recently doing some long distance mental health coaching with a client who was horribly depressed. By the grace of God, he managed to get himself in a very expensive private psychiatric facility for free for a month. As a matter of fact, for the first 2 weeks, he was the only patient. Talk about individual intention. But did the people and the staff let him lie around for the next 2 weeks? No. They rousted him out of bed at 8:30, had him do a mindfulness meditation, took him to breakfast and said, okay, here are the day's activities. You're going to see your shrink, you're going to talk to your therapist, you're going to go to the weight room and work out, you're going to go to art therapy or music therapy or take a hike. They kept him really, really busy. Hardly had a moment to himself until the evening. Alex reflected to me, you know, Doug, when I was in the facility, the staff kept me really distracted by making me do all these activities. And while I was doing them, I still felt kind of depressed, but every now and then I had a reprieve. Then when I left the facility, I felt bad, but not as bad. And within a week, I started to feel better, and I've been feeling better ever since. Perhaps all that activity broke through the catatonic depression that I was in before I went in and kind of jump-started me to get back into the world. Now, we can't all be as fortunate as Alex and have our own private, psychiatric facility. I remember he had a personal trainer. Can you believe that? And a cook. Oh my goodness. But we can find structures that can help us stay focused and get out into the world. And one such structure I've talked about is what's called the intensive outpatient therapy that was provided by Providence Hospital here in Portland. And these programs called IOPs are in many cities around the country. It would be great if you could find one. And if you can't, you can create your own structure by scheduling activities into your day, like eating out with a friend or taking a walk or going to the library or doing anything that, again, can get your focus outside of yourself. Of course, there are some times where it may be just difficult, too difficult to get up and function. If you need to stay in bed for a day or two, give yourself permission to hibernate. Don't feel ashamed, don't feel embarrassed. Just say, today I'm going to retreat from the world, but tomorrow may be a different day. In summary, the occupational therapist that I worked with while I was in the hospital said it all. Douglas, she said, get occupied. While striving to walk around may only offer a temporary respite from the pain, staying engaged will keep it at bay long enough until you find a treatment that works. This has been Douglas Bloch. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If it was helpful, please give it a like, or you can write your comments in the comments section or email me douglasbloch@gmail.com. And if you want to learn more about my work, during the closing credits, you can click on my photo. You'll be taken to the subscribe page where you can sign up to get weekly notices about these videos. You can click on my book. You'll be taken to my website, Healing from Depression. And if you click on the videos, you'll be able to watch those. And until we meet again, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. Thank you so much.